This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago, coming from the 606 Media Studios. This is the TCSF podcast with Big Z. This week featuring Stevie-B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast. What up, Stevie-B?
Yo, it's good to be back. I took a week off.
Took a week off to fix that AC that we hear running in the background.
It is, and I'm going to mute myself, but I will talk over it because of the fact that it was at 86 degrees in here the last couple of days, no window unit, and I don't want to turn it off. I definitely don't, but I will definitely try to talk over it. And don't mind me. Just, feel sorry for me a little bit.
I do not feel sorry for you because you do have AC. I don't have AC in the studio right here. That's why the guns are out right now, because it is about 90 degrees in this studio and about 65 in the rest of the apartment. But it is what it is. We're going to push through. It is. Oh wait, I got the wrong graphic back there. Look at this. We got the wrong. Summer was last week. This week it is. There it is. Summertime blues. We've got to show summertime blues because it is hot and it is blue for both teams on the baseball front. But episode 199 is brought to you by 606 Media, true Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for the keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, X, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that favorite button.
Smash that button.
That's right. And if you're on your favorite podcast app, remember to give us a 5-star review, or any one of those apps. Give us a 5-star review. Drop how much you love us. It really helps us out, shoot up the charts, and all those algorithms and all that stuff. So give us some love. And you can also support the show with us, monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports. Go over there and click on the support button and subscribe for as little as 99 cents a month.
That's cheaper than any subscription that you have on TV, Hulu, Netflix, anything like that. This is 99 cents.
Your gym membership that you don't go to, you pay more for that. Come on, drop that and pick us up.
It's $20 at Planet Fitness that you're still paying for.
That you're not going, right? Yeah, definitely. Episode 199, Summertime Blues. And in this live episode, it is Chicago sports hell. Every one of the teams except for the Bears in the sports hell. The Chicago basketball, we're going to start there with the Chicago basketball scene in the city. The Angel Reese situation after playing the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. You had Angel Reese going for a block when Caitlin Clark was going for a layup. She missed the ball and smacked Caitlin Clark across the head. She's like, hey, it's a basketball play. Caitlin Clark said the same thing after the game. It was a basketball play, but everybody's up in roars saying Angel Reese is a dirty player. What's your take, Stevie?
I will say this: Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Okay, she had a great press conference after the fact, and I think it showed a bunch of class.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also like to say the league is not showing her respect. LeBron, when he was in this era, I don't think he was getting that much hit as much as she is in my eyes. But I heard a take, and maybe you want to agree or disagree with this, but I would call Ice Cube and say, hey, can I get that money that you offered me and go to the big three and then see how the WNBA handles it and how much you need me? Because at this point, it's like, you need me. There's viewership because of me. And it's out of jealousy, and I think. But again, it is what it is. But I would try and see what happens. I'd play that card.
Yeah, I don't think because of her contract that she's already signed, she's not able to play for a different league. That's not going to be acceptable for a contract. The WNBA would not let that, because it's a liability. They're signed for a certain amount of time, for a certain amount of money to play for that league, so they would not allow it. But I mean, she had the opportunity. She could have taken the time off and not go straight into but she wasn't the number one pick. So it's like, I mean, yes, the money would have been a lot more for the big three, but the impact on the game is greater for women's basketball with her being the number one pick, being the new face of the WNBA.
Yeah, but do you ever Jordan took over? Yes, at that time everyone was doing hard hitting, being aggressive, and now it's like you're seeing this, and it feels a little bit more forced and catty. I don't know. I just feel like it's just Angel Reese. I'm like, she has a big personality, and there's nothing wrong with that. She's a dominant player. She wants to win. She wants to have double doubles. She wants to score. But when it came for the Celtics and the Lakers, if you've seen any documentaries of the TV show on Max, they hated each other, and they keep on to beat each other. Yes. So I'm okay with the rivalry. And yes, you're going to have dirty plays. It might not be intentional. It might be. We've seen it with the Bad Boys and the Bulls around the 90s. And so you get that thing. But I just feel like there's other ways to do it, and I'd rather have your game speak it because, again, Caitlin Clark over here scored, 28? And had 5 assists and 5 rebounds and 9 assists, something like that. But, I mean, I just honestly think that after this year, I think it's a hazing year. I think after this one, it'll be, all sunshine and rainbows, and she'll prove herself, and it'll be okay.
You know what? I really – there is a rivalry because obviously they've been playing for a long time against each other in college. They had the championship game against each other. Now they're playing against each other. I really think it's a competitive thing. I don't think she has anything personal against her. I think, they're doing well in their respective teams. I really do think that she has come into the WNBA and been given so much on the backs of a lot of WNBA players who put in the love, sweat, tears, effort, and not gotten paid and not gotten endorsements and it's a different era. And is it part jealousy? I would say it has to be a little bit of part of jealousy, where, she's walking in with, $20 million deal from Nike and endorsements up the wahoo and making $75,000 from the NBA. So,
but look at this now. Like Jokic just got like a treble velocity commercial, but you see Steph Curry, you see LeBron. Yeah, they're great, but are they in the playoffs? So they're the face of the NBA now, right? Like they're always going to be great. I'm just saying, like, new stars are getting new deals, new contracts, and if you're relevant and you're popular, I mean, you're going to get these deals. In my eyes, I mean, not to say that Steph Curry doesn't deserve a Subway commercial. I'm just saying he probably doesn't eat there, but hey, he got the offer, he got the job, and he'll spit it out after the take. So that's all I'm saying.
I agree with that, but at the same time, Steph Curry didn't have the endorsements that Caitlin Clark does as he came in. He wasn't the superstar. He came from Davidson. He had a good run in the NCAA tournament, but he didn't come in with the notoriety. He put in a lot of work to get to where he is now. Caitlin Clark is a badass on the basketball court, point blank, period. End of story. She's a badass. Is she paying her dues? Yes. The WNBA, the older vets are coming in here saying, hey, kiddo, you're going to have to earn this. And I'm fine with it. As long as you're not trying to hurt her, as long as you're playing hard, you're playing within the rules, you're not trying to hurt her on purpose, I'm fine with it. Play your dues.
Yeah, also, I'm okay with that too.
Right. And then Angel Reese is saying, oh, she gets special whistles. Hey, I don't want to hear anything. If you watch LeBron, if you watch Jordan, if you watch any of the greats, they get a special whistle. It is your job to work around it. And you're also a rookie, so you're not going to get those calls. Any other rookie, if you're a rookie on the Bulls, you're not getting any calls. I remember when Jimmy Butler came up, he wasn't getting any calls. Now he gets calls.
White does something, he might get it, and he's great, but he might not always get the whistle all the time.
Right. Israel is saying she's being a target for the referees. Yeah, rookies don't get calls. It's as simple as that.
And that's in every sport, I think.
Yes.
Every sport.
Yes.
If you're a rookie quarterback, you're not getting those calls. Look at Justin Fields. He didn't get those calls.
He didn't get one call.
He was getting beat up on the field and not any calls. I think a rookie, it's just you got to prove yourself in the league, and then essentially you'll get the calls.
Oh, JC is chiming in from the other side of the moon. Special whistle. You took the poor girl's head off. She was scoring for the ball, It just so happens on the swipe, she hit her in the head. Hey, I'm all for it. She, it was a hard foul. It wasn't malicious at any point because she was going for the ball. That's her job to block. So
now, if she stepped over her and like looked down on her, then I would feel a little different about how it was handled because it would have looked intentional. But other than that, I think it's a normal actual accident. But also, you're going for the ball. It's a sport. It's physical. You're gonna go and do it. It's gonna happen. If she stepped over her and like said something to her, and be like, "Yeah, I got you," that would have been different.
Correct. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think right now, JC, the ball was 2 feet in front of her head. Yeah, and she's trying to swipe behind.
And why isn't he here on the show? That's another question.
Yeah, he's at work. He's at work. He's
working hard or hardly working, JC.
Yeah, he had to work. Yeah, he's trying to make up. Israel would joke saying this is what happens when you got a big head. I mean, it's figuratively, not literally, but yeah, I mean, at this point, this is going to be the Bird Magic rivalry that we're going to see, and I love it. I'm all for it. It brings eyes to the sport, that rivalry that people. Israel saying JC took a nap.
Go Mimis.
Yeah, no, he can't. He's working right now. I'm all for it. I'm all for this. It brings eyes to the sport. The sport needs to grow. There was a stat out there that the NBA hasn't turned a profit. It's 27, 28 years old. It's not supposed to turn a profit. If you look at the NBA, the MLB, every major sport at 25 years old or a little bit over did not make a profit. It's as simple as that. So pump the brakes, let the girls do what they're supposed to do, bring up the brand of the WNBA, the W, and let the sport grow. Be a fan of it, go support it, go to the games, watch it. That's the only way it's going to grow if you guys are engaged in it. So you have no reason now with all these people in there now. All right. Let's transition over to the Chicago Bulls. We had reports out that the Bulls passed up on multiple offers to trade Alex Caruso for multiple picks, including one in the top 10 in this year's draft. The reason they didn't do it, a mandate from ownership at the trade deadline to push for the playoffs.
Let's be honest. If Lonzo is coming back and he's doing his thing and Levine's coming back, I could see the chemistry of it being a chance of having the playoffs. I'm not ready to say like Lonzo is not going to be the player again. Again, he can have some successful moments. He still has the abilities to do these things, even if he slowly walks the ball up the court. I would need to know more details about the trade for Caruso. Yeah. But if he's still signed for one more year, well, let's see how the half of the season goes. But I wouldn't want to give him up because of what he brings to the team, the knowledge that he has, his leadership. And when he's like, even if he's injured, he's talking to the guys and he's telling them, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, that's also being a mentor. So it brings something to the guys that are just coming in or learning, and you need that in the clubhouse. So I get the pushback about it, but also I want to know who you're getting if you want to trade him, because it's got to be a greater value for that, because he brings more in defense. When he's hot, he's hot when he shoots a three or when he passes and stuff like that. So, with Lonzo coming back, it's going to be interesting to see how this team is. It could be a lot of great chemistry between the two of them, and how Kobe White's been so dominant in the second half because Levine went out. It's a lot of what ifs, right? So I'm excited for the season. I want to know more about Lonzo. I want to know how he gets better with the team and how it goes. And I wouldn't trade anyone. I'd run it back, and then after the season, how it goes, then or halfway through the season, figure it out, because you don't want this guy to walk away and not get nothing in return.
All right, so JC's chiming in. He's about to lose his stuff. Top 10 pick. Remember, top 10 picks do not grow on trees, especially since we cannot get in the top 4 because we continue to be in the middle of everything. I agree with JC, getting a younger player with no health issues on the bench. You make the trade. This guy cannot stay on the court. As much as I love Caruso for him being a mentor, for being a defensive specialist, to being a coach to the rest of the team, yes, he brings a lot of intangibles. This is why he's valued so high, which means you sell high to get a bunch of young players, because We don't know what's going to happen with Alonzo Ball. Is Kobe White going to be starting? Now we only got one ball. We got Kobe White, who's ball dominant. We got Levine, who's ball dominant. If they sign DeRozan again, another ball dominant player. And then we have, Vooch, who's standing in paint saying, hey, I need the ball, and they don't get it to him. So he stands at a 3-point line and misses. They're running it back with the same exact team with horrible chemistry, horrible coaching, horrible bench, horrible organization.
Yeah, and I'll double down with that. And JC, like, okay, you get a top 10 pick, but do they always pan out? Patrick Williams was what? What pick was he in?
I think
he was what, top? He was in top 10.
Yeah,
but even if he was, it's like, look, it didn't pan out. He had moments of greatness, but picks for top 10 don't always pan out, and it's what you have right now and how you develop them, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's the issue.
JC, do you want to call in?
Patrick was pick 4 in round 1. So
okay, see, there you go. That's an example.
He's just been hurt, and he's never been developed.
That's my point. But also, you can't say, oh, trade it if it's. You don't know how they're going to pan out in any situation. Like when we talk about baseball and prospects.
Well, Caruso can't stay healthy. Caruso, he got knocked down by Andre Drummond, his home player, and got hurt. I mean, the kid can't stay healthy. I love him. I really love him. And he just can't stay healthy. The Bulls do not develop any of their players. Markkanen's gone. Tyson Chandler was never developed correctly. We got Patrick Williams not developed correctly. Dalen Terry is still there. We have no idea what's going on because he's been sent up and down so much like a yo-yo. They don't develop their players. And now one of our assistant coaches, Maurice Cheeks, is leaving the Bulls and heading over to New York to join Tom Thibodeau's staff over there. But
that guy's not going to sleep.
Mo's not going to sleep anymore.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't take that job. I mean, I wouldn't right now, but I wouldn't if I was experienced already. I need a better paying job, and that would pay a lot better. But if I'm experienced, I wouldn't take it. I'd go somewhere else. But, that's just me.
I mean, New York is a good up-and-coming team. I think it's a pretty good position to be in. And if you look at it from a perspective of who's going to win, who's going to be a contender, the Bulls are not a contender. Simple as that.
I'm not ready to – I need to see the first half of the season or the first 20 games to actually see it. And then I'll make a decision. I need to see like the first 20, 30 games to make a judgment.
I can guarantee you right now, Lonzo Ball will be hurt. I can guarantee you Zach LaVine will be hurt. I can guarantee you Alex Caruso will be hurt. All of them will be on the IL, on the injured list at some point for an extended period of time. And the only thing you're going to be sitting there with a pie, a face full of cow pie. And you know what I'm saying, Oh,
I thought you were going to actually say actual good pie. I'm like, I'm okay with that.
No.
But again, I'm going to be a little bit more proactive and say it's going to mesh together finally, in my eyes. I feel like it's going to mesh finally, like it was in the beginning before everything turned really dark in this dark times.
All right, JC, just to finish off the Bulls segment here. If the Bulls come back, if Lonzo comes back and the Bulls pick and that top 10 and move up, Lonzo, Kobe, Levine, DeRozan, Vooch, and use 2 picks and getting something of value, then ship Zach. I mean, the whole idea is that you ship Zach. The problem is his contract is so big that you have to absorb the same amount of money back.
Want to pay that.
No one wants it. And they know that he's also Mr. Glass, the man in the mirror who thinks he's hotter than what he is. I mean, I love Zach, but at the same time, you can't stay healthy. You can't play within Billy Donovan's offense. You dribble way too much. You say you're the leader, but you're not taking the reins as being a leader. So the horse is just running around doing whatever it wants to do.
I got to say Minnesota was in the playoffs without him, and look at that. There's a reason why they shipped him.
Yeah, well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start our baseball talk. We'll talk about the Cubs. We'll talk about the Sox. We'll talk about how the lack of wins on both sides of town. But we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to Nowhere on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z in the house. We got Stevie-B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. You're back. All right. So it is time to talk about our Chicago baseball teams. And as much as it pains us to do these, we've got to go talk about this in 3 up and 3 down.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
All right, Stevie B, what's going on the north side of Chicago?
All right, man. I took a week off, and I didn't want to take a week off. I had other obligations to do and handle. I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's not looking good. It's definitely not. I'm going to say right now, no one's hitting. No one's consistent beside Cody Bellinger. Dansby's, I'm waiting for the offseason for something to come up and see why he's struggling right now. Defensively, he's there. Hitting-wise, I don't know what it is. He's on contract for another 5 years with us. Okay, yeah. It's important to have a great shortstop, right? But defensively, great. Offensively, we need you to hit, man. We need you to, like, I don't care if it's like you want to hit home runs. I don't need that right now. I need you to move players over from first to second, second to third. Get me an RBI with a pop-up from a third baseman or third base runner to get home. Like, I need small baseball. I need those, like, small moves. Like, I hear 6-7 to score when they want to, like, hit home runs. No.
That's not his game.
You can't hit home runs all the time. Cody Bellinger has been the most consistent, but yes, he hits home runs. Yes, he hits doubles. Yes, he hits singles. Whatever the case may be. But not everyone. Like, don't always swing for the fences. Get on base. Do what the little things is. Like, what you need to do. Okay? Morale. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, this guy, Morale, it's just like his slug right now is 373. The thing about him, and I'll give him credit, he takes more walks than he does get strikeouts. And he has 4 more walks, and I'll beat his overall career stat for walks. Fine. But the issue is, if you get on base, I need someone to hit and get you across. Like, do the small baseball things, because this team, it's not a home run hitting team.
No, it's not.
A small baseball team. I mean, we can't hit home runs, but we're not even getting on base right now. And we lose to the Cardinals 2-1. What the hell? 2-1? We're in last place of the division. We're 8.5 games out of first place.
Welcome.
This is terrible. Like, I don't know how you could go, and we said it over on the show about how starting pitching is the only thing that's great. No one's hitting, and the bullpen is garbage. Well, you need to do something, because at the same time, it's like, if you want to contend. But right now, as the season goes, and I've heard it, no one's going to care about going to the Cubs games. Yes, they sell out during the weekdays, but also at the same time, no one's going to care, because once it comes closer to the Bears being in Soldier Field for spring for training, that's all it's going to be talking about the city of Chicago. No one's going to talk about the White Sox.
Nope.
No one's going to talk about the Cubs.
Nope.
Blackhawks, Bulls, that's going to be later on. It's going to be a Bears city, and that's it. The Cubs are a little baby bear. We're a little baby bear, but we're not going to get the attention that we want, because we're going to end up being sellers. We're not going to be buyers.
I don't think so.
That's an issue. because on paper, this team is supposed to be great. On paper.
Not great.
On paper, come on. We have Golden Gloves. We have great defense.
I would not go.
We're having an issue with hitting, and it sucks because it's just like when someone sucks, everyone sucks. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's an epidemic.
I won't, like, rub your golden coin, your tiki thing, whatever you have in the clubhouse that gives you good luck. If you want to wear the same fucking socks, same jock strap that you don't want to wash, like, just, I don't know. There's got to be something to that. I don't see any small ball. What else do I have on my envelopes I've been writing on because I didn't want to miss a beat on here? Yan Gomes, dude, what is going on? And right now, I got Carne Asada right now pitching, and it's the bottom of the third, and it's still 0-0.
Carne Asada.
I call him Carne Asada. But
Asada,
yeah. It's just Yan Gomes is not hitting, and Miguel is not doing well either as catcher.
We really have the three worst catchers in baseball playing with Maldonado, with Amaya, and Yan Gomes. We really have the three worst catchers in MLB. They can't hit, they can't catch, they can't do anything right. And you know what? It's like, I don't understand. Just DFA them. I just DFA them. There's no reason to have them on this team if they're hurting your team on a consistent basis. I don't want to hear about, oh, you know, he's a good catcher for so-and-so pitcher and so-and-so pitcher. Bring up some kids, make some trades. The Cubs have opportunity to make some trades and get some because they have capital to trade for to get a good catcher. We've talked about it multiple weeks on this show. Go back and listen to the last two episodes where I talked about who they should get from the Rockies. All right, as simple as that. Yeah, there you go, Israel. Just literally just saying exactly what I was saying. There you go. Again, you're looking at Morel hitting 194. Bellinger doing 262. That's on par. Michael Busch, a rookie. So I'm not even going to talk about him. 253. Suzuki has fallen off at 265. Ian Happ 224. Swanson 212. That's your biggest disappointment. But I think he's a career 240 or 250, maybe even 260 hitter on a good year. But he's never been the home run bopper. And what you also got to look at it is when good teams let a good player go, there is a reason for that. The Atlanta Braves let Freddie Freeman go to the Dodgers, and then they got another first baseman from the, I believe, from the Orioles or from the Athletics, doing just as well. No problem. No letdown.
That's another example why we cut off of the World Series team, Chris Bryant, Baez.
Cut him. I don't want to hear that because that was.
I'm just saying. No, it was after a year or two, and then we cut him.
A year or two. That was 3 years afterwards.
Okay, one more. 3 years. All right. Well, it still doesn't matter. There was something. You knew something was wrong with Chris Bryant. He had injuries, and then he goes and he signs this big deal in Colorado. And I love Chris Bryant. I thank him. For that. You know, I appreciate the guy. He's probably a lovely guy. But my point being is, like, you know, when these guys are done. The only two players I could see right now from this championship are doing well is Rizzo, but he also just got hurt. And that's it. That's it. Yeah. But also, not everyone's going to pan out. And I think what the Cubs are going to do right now is they're going to keep everyone, because if they send or trade anyone in the second half and they have a blowout season, they're going to be like, why did we do that? And that's exactly what's going to happen.
You can't, as a GM, you cannot play scared. You've really got to roll the dice with this team because you do have the potential of winning the division. The problem is that you're playing like a bottom-feeding team right now. You have a payroll of over $200 million, and you've got teams that have a payroll under 80 million. I'm sorry, and they're kicking your butt. Like, there's no reason you should be losing to the Pirates.
The Pirates are ahead of us.
Right.
The Pirates.
Yes.
Like, how do you have the Pirates ahead of us? I don't get this. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, we're better than the Pirates. We're better than the Reds. We're better than St. Louis. But apparently, it doesn't look like that.
Not right now, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. We're playing like dog shit. Like, I'm sorry.
You definitely are playing really, really bad baseball right now. And the thing is that Israel alluded to earlier that you have the same record on the same day today as you did last year. And last year, I believe you had a worse team, right? You made the addition.
The only difference is we have Showtime.
Right.
And that's the only difference between entering this season was only him, because you had everyone the same team. You had the same pitchers and the same thing.
Definitely the only notable.
Take him out. Take Showtime out of it. Where would it be? Because he is having a great year. Yes, he's had a couple bad starts when it comes to the last couple, games that he's pitched in. It wasn't anything horrible, but he's still in the contention of having a great season.
He is having a great season, especially from coming over, being a rookie. He's 7-1 with a 1.8 ERA. I mean, he's pitching very well. And the thing is that, like if you said, like he's got 7 wins. Let's say you take those 7 wins out. Where are you now? You're 15 games
right,
out of
probably. And another stat that I saw that he's 5'10", and that he has to change because eventually he was throwing more of a splitter, and then he has to do more of his changeup because readers are actually having more development on him and more video and tape, which is fine. But that's the kind of pitcher he is. If he knows that something's not working, he has to adapt and change and be a better pitcher, and that's what we're seeing from him. And we've talked about this on the show where, he's being so dominant in the beginning because he's new. There's no film on him. And then as, time goes by and he's pitching, batter's going to be like, oh, he's going to throw this when in this situation. Oh, he's going to throw this and this, like I'm 2-1. But, I don't know. I just feel like right now with the Cubs, there's a lot of holes. And all 4 tires on this car are popped. The rims are railing. You have bad brake pads. You're bending the rim, and your rotors are fucking bad. They're just bad. Everything's just bad right now. And
just bad. JC, bring the catcher from the Rockies. We just covered that. Bring Vlad Jr. in, but you're gonna have to pay a price for that. They definitely can do that. That would be a legit first baseman. Bring up Horner, get Kopech from the Sox. We've been saying that for a while. Kopech needs a change of scenery, and I really think if you let him be Kopech and let him, you can put him at the closer because he's been closing. He's been decent. He's had a couple hiccups the last couple weeks, or you can stretch him out and be a starting pitcher or a mid-relief pitcher. He's got the talent. The only thing is he's got to get the off speed going.
This is the most JC's actually talked because when he's on the show, he's just on his phone.
Last week. He was great last week.
When me and Serge are on the show, I'm giving him shit right now, but I'm just saying when me and Serge are on the thing, I just see him with his phone like this in the background. And then he's so vocal because his numbers were great last week. Yeah. And you know what, JC? This show is going to have great numbers. You know why? Because I'm putting in actual statistics in this show.
There we go.
You do that too. And this is what also carries. And also, I have my own podcast that no one listens to. But I'm just saying the fact that this is going to be a great show.
Trading for Tommy Pham makes sense. I actually do think that would be because Tommy Pham does give you an edge. He's a hard-nosed player, no nonsense. He's going to play really hard. He's multi-talented and can play multiple spots. The problem is that there is no spot on the outfield on the Cubs roster to put Tommy Pham in. So
you don't. Then you have to send someone down. That's why Tachman isn't in the starting lineup, even though he's the reason why. He brings in some kind of energy and at the bat in the atmosphere. I went to the Cubs White Sox game, and then Tachman hits that game-winning home run. I was jumping up and down like a little girl that got asked to the prom for the first time. But it's just that energy. And I hear other guys talking about energy. You need this in the clubhouse. Steve Madden actually, brought in fun into the clubhouse when they won in 2016. Okay, you're at a job. All right, it's cool to have fun, but you need to have the right mentality. And yes, camaraderie, support each other. You guys are brothers. Mm-hmm. You want to win. If someone's down, doesn't mean you're going to suck tomorrow. Yep. Pick them up. If he makes a bad play and misses out on home base from throwing from outfield, mistake. But that's the same thing what Shota does when he also tips his hat or says he does this. It's okay. We're going to get through this.
Right.
And this is what you need with this team. And I just feel yes, you want the energy, you want the brotherhood of it. But when everyone's down, everyone's down. It's when I'm at work, I'm down. When I get off work, I'm really happy. It's a different atmosphere. But I'm just saying, this guy is the only difference of what the team was from today to last year. and you see it on the field. Tauchman's not on the lineup. Maybe a couple different changes. You have Bush in there. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm on the Titanic, and there's water coming in everywhere, and I don't even have a spot to be on an actual like door or even get on there to have an actual ship, because I'm holding on to this right here that's on my head. This is called team playing, and I don't see that right now. I see a lot of holes, and the boat is sinking, and I'm not ready to give it up. I'm still hopeful because there's still a lot of baseball left. All right? I'm not giving up, but this hurts me. And I'm paying Marquee $20 a month to see them like lose, and it breaks my heart because I don't see like I was on the show last week, but me, JC, and Serge both said we're going to beat the White Sox. We beat the White Sox. That's not I said the bats are going to come alive, and they haven't yet. I thought they were going to like start hitting and be back to normal, but they're not. Like you came back. You came back.
High school team.
Yeah,
you
literally.
You
let a high school team score runs in the first and second inning, and then you have to come back and win.
You should have. I literally said there should be no reason you didn't sweep that series. There should be no reason that the Cubs should not have swept that series. I literally said that. Now,
I said you're gonna hog the Bears because, like, well, you know what? I'll go toe to toe with you. You might, of course, you're gonna know more than me. What they're eating, what's their diet, how much they sleep, and if their wife is making them in the doghouse. I don't know. You know more than me, man. I'm not disputing that.
It's all right.
I'm just saying, like, I'm so frustrated.
Yeah.
Like I'm pissed. Like I don't know how to fix this team. If I was Jed Hoyer, what are you gonna do, man?
I don't think he knows how to fix
this. This is year what, 4? This is year 3. And still we're supposed to be competing and trying to be in the playoffs, but we're not. And again, what we say on the show, prospects don't mean anything. But also you're afraid to trade someone because you don't know what's going to happen in the second half, and that's being scared. And that's like, dude, you got to take a risk on things. When you play Monopoly and you want to trade with someone, you got to take the risk. It's all about the odds.
Yeah.
It's all about the odds.
It's all about the odds right now. And then you're bottom feeding along with the Marlins at 23-48. You're bottom feeding with the Rockies at 25-46. And then on the opposite side, where's my stuff at? On the opposite side, on the AL side, you have the Rays at 34-38, who you played. They're playing one of the toughest divisions. The White Sox are 19-54. They can't lose today because they don't play. And the Athletics at 26-48. I mean, you're literally one of the 6 teams that really, really sucks at this moment. And
we just got an ass out that fucking threw a ball. I'm so pissed. I don't mean this for because we're not going to have to use this clips when we have like shorts. But Gary Asada over here throws a pitch and it goes not a home run, hits the back, and you have someone on first who throws it all the way home. It's 1-0. I don't know. Honestly, okay. And then the Mets come into town and we have the same record as the Mets. If not, like, they're a terrible franchise and an organization and they suck. I have said on the show I want Pete Alonso. I don't want him. Don't trade for him. I don't want anyone to do with the Mets. I don't want to touch anything. It's not even worth it. And then you could say, oh, well, if he gets a breath of fresh air, he'll perform better. That's not always the case. I don't want to hear that. I don't want Pete Alonso on this team. I don't want anyone who's on a below 500 team, the Marlins, all this stuff. Who are you going to get? Like, it's just, you're not going to get anything good trading for garbage. It's just, you're not. And yes, Kopech for the White Sox. Great. Yes. Fine. He's a starting pitcher. And that's great. And he's a great pitcher. He's a great talent.
He won't cost too much.
He won't.
Right. So why not take a flyer? Why not give two A-ball players and a bag of chips for Kopech? The White Sox could be like, yeah.
Throw in a milkshake and then, you have a deal. But I'm just saying, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I feel like there's other plugs that need to be filled besides starting pitching.
Well, you can put him anywhere. You can put him middle relief. You can put him as closer because you don't have a closer.
He doesn't want to be a closer middle. That.
It's not about what you want to do. We're going to use you. As simple as that. I mean, he's on his last year of his contract. We're going to use you as a closer. Yeah. You'll be here for the next 4 months. That's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, then you can get DFA, whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's totally fine. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I think we're going to be sellers. Honestly, if it doesn't turn around, because we talked about this last year, if it didn't turn around and they got that hot streak, they were going to trade Cody. They were going to trade a lot of people on the team. And right now, it's not even. It's almost halfway through the season, but at the same time, that hot streak has to come. If not, we're going to be sellers. And then what are we going to do for the offseason? We're going to rebuild again. We're so close, but we're not that close. I could see the finish line. I could taste the rainbow of Skittles, but we're not going to get there. Like, it's crazy. And then I'm spending $15 for a beer, and I get to see this stuff happen on the field.
Yeah.
$15. I mean, the ticket was free, but then I have to buy 3 beers, and also the person who actually took me, I have to buy a beer. But come on, man. Beer, $15.
It got really expensive when I went with Ivan. It was really expensive. So
yeah, I know. I saw you didn't tell me who you're going with. You just said you were going to the game. So
yeah, well, Ivan.
Were you hiding it from me? Because I took you to the game for free, and now Ivan took you. And
it wasn't for free. I paid for the beer and the food, so it was not for free. It balances.
Oh, when I took you, there was the same thing.
Yeah, it wasn't
for free. It evened out. That's what you want to see. It evened out.
It does even out. I spent a little.
And also, it was free parking, but it's nor here or there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know with this team. I honestly, there's so many holes to fix. I'm on the Titanic and I'm watching the people play the fucking instruments and the violin at the end at the end. Like, I'm not willing to go down with the ship. I'm not saying that. I love this team.
You are going to go down with the ship because that is your team.
I will go down with the ship. But my point being is I'm not willing to say that I can't save enough women and children and people on this ship yet.
That's definitely not you. That is definitely not you. You're going to walk over there with one of your comics or one of your Marvel things. My poor child, please let me.
No. It's my PS5. Yeah, I'm walking out with that, and I'll put a blanket over it. But I'm still making sure everyone gets on there. But I'm just saying, and there's going to be a PS6 in December. That's pissing me off too. But anyway,
oh really?
Yeah,
I'll wait.
I was going to talk about it for No Water, but we didn't have an episode. Sean was on vacation, but yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm not willing to give up on this team. I love this team. I play MLB 2024 and I'm on the team and I'm doing really well, but we're still not winning. And I don't know what that says about Major League Baseball, the show for 2024. If me and Suzuki are hitting 250 and I have on spring training 8 home runs and 20 RBIs. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this team. I'm watching it right now. It's the bottom of the 4th and we're down 1-0.
Israel, you're taking some great drugs over there, saying the Cubs are going to win 16 games in a row.
Israel, I want to take great drugs. Okay, I'm hopeful. I'm more hopeful than being a White Sox fan, man.
Yeah.
Okay, get you a catcher. Okay, but again, that's one problem out of many. We need to figure out what we need to get. There's so many problems.
That's what we're saying. You address the catcher, you address first base, you address your bullpen. That's 3 moves right there. Cade Horton comes up into rotation. You demote Hendricks, who's literally throwing batting practice. That's 4 things right there. I still think, if you give Vlad is a BMF. He definitely is a person that you fear at the plate. He will protect the rest of the guys. You'll have Cody, you'll have Vlad. It'll protect everybody on that team as far as you won't be able to walk everybody. So I really think those moves would do it. And I agree with JC. I also think that, if you go a tier below and don't get Vlad, then you go and go, tack on to the Mets and you get Alonso. It's just really how much control and how much you have to give up between those two. I think Vlad has a year less than Alonso. So you would have to
I'll take Vlad over Alonso because, this guy, he has moments where he looks great and then also moments where he looks bad. And I don't know if it's because of where he's at, because also, yes, scenery plays a thing, where you're at. Because, you don't want to be there. You have a new refresh start and you pitch or you bat, you do amazing. I'm all for that. I think everyone could change when it comes to baseball because baseball, out of every sport, is unpredictable. You could be 0-10 hitting and pitching and lose in strikeout for the first 10 games. And you could go on a 10-game run of hitting home runs, singles, bunting in, RBI. So, again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not giving up on this team. There is changes. JC made a great point. He's working right now, and I missed the working right. You could jump on here on the forklift and FaceTime us right now.
And just bring a bunch of OSHA laws. It's okay.
Yeah, I deal with OSHA all the time, but do I listen? No. Do I wear a hard hat when I'm in the warehouse with giant safes? No. Do I want one to maybe like hit me and crush me and get workers' comp? No. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I don't know. This team is just killing me slowly. And when I have the owner of my boss talk to me about what they should fix, and I list them to him, I'm like, dude, I'll talk Cubs baseball with you, but just pay me a little bit more.
You're like, I don't do this for free, sir. I
do it for free for you, and that's because I love you and you're my brother. But besides the point, I'm just saying, like, this team is so frustrating. Michael Bush, like, dude, not Michael, just Bush. Like, you're wearing my number 29. You should be succeeding. Dude, I can't even wear 29 because everyone looks at you. But, like, I don't know. This team, I don't get it. It's supposed to be good on paper. And Nico Horner is right now 0 for 1 on a flyout in the bottom of the fourth. This team makes me so angry. Like, this poster behind me, I wanted to smash it. Like, I just am so angry. And I have to remember this beautiful thing that happened in 2016. But 2016 was how many years ago? Where are we at? How much older am I? How much older are you? Like, I don't know. Like, God, I feel like you when you talk about White Sox. Like,
you're almost there.
I'm literally almost there. I'm on the cusp where I need to call 411. And they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm not suicidal. I just really want to vent about the Cubs. Like, they're really pissing me off. Like, I see Cody doing Friday at 120 games. I'm like, dude, how do you even go there? Like, how do you go? Yeah. I can't stand the heat. I've been in with an AC unit that's out for like 3 days, and I'm losing my mind. And then watch the game. Just, I'm surprised it didn't like light up in like fluid or catch on fire like in fucking Joy with the Anger Girl and Anger Guy and like Joy or whatever the new Pixar movie is. But I'm mad, as you can tell. This isn't trying to catch a cloud to catch a moment. I can't, man. This is frustrating.
I bet it is. And we're going to talk about more frustrating baseball right after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z in the house. We got Stevie-B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast. Yo. And it is time to finish our 3 up and 3 down segment with the Chicago White Sox, who are in dead last place. We already talked about how many wins they got. They got 19 wins. They only have 20 wins. The only team, they are the worst team in baseball. Is that surprising? No, not at all, especially with the ownership, especially with the coaching, especially with the GM that was brought up. We've already covered these topics, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the team is dead last in batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, OPS. On the pitching side, it's been a little bit better, but not great. So only the Colorado Rockies have a worse team ERA and WHIP. So we are
I'm just laughing at the fact. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
JC sent a photo in our group chat of him working and smiling right now, and I think that's pretty funny. He's having a great time. There's goldfish behind him, and I love goldfish. He's not lying. Also, I feel like that could be a stocks photo that he has. I don't know. Or maybe he's actually at Wrigley right now.
No, he's not at Wrigley.
I know he's probably not.
He's racking up hours because he's got a concert to go to.
It better be a good concert. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we got, so you know what, we're not going to talk about how much they suck and who's at fault, because everybody in that organization is at fault, from the beer vendor to the hot dog guy to everything. So everything is going wrong for the White Sox, except for Luis Robert. When he comes back and hits home runs. They give him a day off. They put him in pinch hitting. He hits a home run.
Who do you hit a home run on?
It doesn't matter. A home run's a home run, sir.
I know, but I'm just trying to say.
You guys.
He hit a home run on the Cubs, and it's like, dude, first at bat, he goes up, and then the second game, first pitch, home run. Like, I'm just like, he was a Cub, and then we trade him, and I'm happy for him. He's an all-star. He's a great hitter. He's a power bat. Any team deserves him because he's a great player. And I will say this as a Cubs fan, I respect and I love baseball.
Yeah.
If I'm the Atlanta Braves, I would trade for him. And I wouldn't. San Diego also wants him too.
There's a lot of teams that want him. It's going to be, that's the thing is who's going to pay the King's ransom. And I'm going to get into the trades, and that's going to be my last guy I talk about. But the trade chips for the White Sox are DeJong with a slash line of 238, 287, 42. The veteran is striking out too much, isn't walking enough, but several contenders could be interested in his glove, at shortstop. So if someone has an injury at short, like maybe the Dodgers do, but the Dodgers do have a lot of depth. Mookie Betts just went down with a broken hand, will be out probably 6 to 8 weeks. Maybe a little longer with rehab. So you have that. You have Tommy Pham, another veteran who has found life here. I love him because he's got that swag. He's got that no nonsense, and he's ready to fight people. That's right. He's hitting 280.
Yeah, he boxed in the offseason.
Yeah, he's MMA fight, all that stuff. So those are two chips that can go to veterans. Get what you can for them right now because you only have them for the rest of the year. Eric Fetty, who we signed in the offseason, who won the KBO Cy Young Award. We do have him for like 3 years. 2 years, $15 million deal. He's 4-1, 3.27 ERA, 1.18 WHIP. Definitely somebody they should trade and flip really, really quickly because he's not going to be part of your future rotation. Flip him. I love him. He's a good pitcher, but you got to get rid of him. Next trade chip would be Garrett Crochet. Now, this is one I do not want to trade. I want him to be the foundation along with Robert as one of the only two pitchers, that pitcher and that outfielder. I do like Corey Lee at catcher. Those are the 3 players I want to keep. Probably everyone else you can trade and get rid of, but Crochet, fantastic season, just dominating. 6-5 record. You can't take the record against him because there's no hitting, there's no defense behind him.
Right, I agree with you. Yes,
33 RA with a .93 WHIP. He's allowed 190 average against them and has 103 strikeouts. So he's top 2 in strikeouts in the MLB. He's only pitched 75.2 innings. That's where the red flag is right there because he not only has been the most consistent pitcher, but he is going to be on an innings limitation because he's coming back from Tommy John. So we do have him until 2027. So any team that wants him will be giving us a big haul back. So I know the Padres have been inquiring about him and trying to get him. He's not making a lot of money. Seattle can be in the running for it. The Orioles, any contending team right now, this guy will put you over the edge. The only thing is, how long was the arm last? Because he didn't pitch a full season last year. I just
feel again, correct me if I'm wrong, but for those teams that want him that are winning, they need an extra arm to rest the other guys. Like if you're having a starting 5 for pitchers, giving each one of them an extra day and still having someone who's like really good at pitching and could get you 5 innings or 6 innings and still win the game. It's like an extra off day, right? And I think that that's a great thing to do, and especially when it comes to the playoffs, because you want these guys to be well rested. You want them to be, at their game. But I don't think every team we named, Seattle, Padres, and Atlanta, I think the Padres have a great chance because also, like, to be honest with you, and I know you're going to hate this, the Dodgers don't look that great, man.
Leave my Dodgers out of your mouth, sir.
But hold on. Do you feel and now correct me if I'm wrong, but do they look like a dominant, like they're dominant? On paper, they should be like already like 50 or 20 games over 500. Do you not agree with that?
No, they play a very tough division. Diamondbacks went to the World Series. The Padres reloaded up, even though they gave up Juan Soto. They have a pretty good, decent team, even though they're 1 game below 500 and 8 games back behind the Dodgers. The Giants are formidable. The Rockies are hot garbage. But, you know, the Dodgers have had a lot of injuries. And again, if the Dodgers right now literally can make a trade, they would. Can you replace Mookie Betts? We shall see. The Dodgers don't mess around. Either they'll bring somebody up that's ready to play, or they will make that trade to put them over. They don't care what it costs. That's a winning culture. That is the Yankees.
That's a great culture to have. Yeah. Like, for example, you're correct. There's 2 types of teams in this league.
Yeah.
Yankees spend money to get players.
Yep.
But there's also like Baltimore Orioles. There's also teams like the Pirates. There's also teams like Tampa Bay, where they grow in farm.
Yeah, they develop.
But then when they get that stardom, then they trade them, and that's the issue with
they're a small market team that does not want to spend. I mean, I can't remember the last time the Pirates were in the World Series. You know, Tampa Bay's been there consistently, but it's a very hard division. It's hard. And right now, to be honest with you, I would not trade Crochet. I wouldn't want to keep him. But at the same time, it's that Caruso thing. Like, you can get so much from him right now. Can you flip him? I just don't want to wait another 10 years. Thanks, Sergio, 1979.
Yeah, but you also need to build around a team.
We always develop really good pitching. Crochet is an example. You know, we developed Cease. Exactly. We can develop pitchers, Burley and all that. So that's never been an issue. It's developing bats is the issue. You know, we haven't developed a bat in such a long time. Abreu came in, he was already established. You had
now bring up Abreu. Do you want him to come back to the White Sox?
No.
He got released. Do you want him? Yes or no?
No, we have enough players that batting under 200, and I love Abreu. I literally have a framed jersey of him signed. I have a picture with him with a. I
have a photo of him in my bedroom of him signing. Also, a photo of him signing your jersey, and then I'm like, man, that was Jose's big moment. He was happy. I'm happy for you, man.
Hey, man, rookie of the year and MVP, man. I mean,
that guy's gone. Something's gone with him.
37 and 38. He was also playing in Texas and Houston. It's not the same culture.
There's no more cameras to tell you that, like, hey, what they're throwing, what they're doing. You know, it's all changed. That's why you have other teams in Texas doing really well, like the Rangers.
I think he will be picked up on a minor league deal for a contender and be on the bench.
I'll take him on the Cubs. I'll take a minor league deal with the Cubs. Have him do first base. I would do that.
He can play first base, and he could be.
He could be a clubhouse. He's a guy that he doesn't speak much, but he has an impact in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. That's what I think of him. I know he's a leader, and he'll correct
he's a leader within the clubhouse. He's not going to be, you know, in the dugout yelling at people or whatever, but, you know, he is a veteran. He's played on a Cuban team, and he played, you know, in the playoffs a couple of years with the White Sox. He's definitely a good guy, very kind-hearted sir. So yes, I would love him to if he was back in Chicago, but I do not think that the Cubs are in need of another project.
I mean, they took Manny Ramirez back as like a third baseman or an actual
trying to win the division, and does Jose Abreu put you to win the division? No, he does not. So if the Cubs were in a down year, I'm like, yeah, give him a shot, whatever. But I really think like a team like the Orioles or the Dodgers or a winning culture where he doesn't have to be the guy.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do the most. He doesn't have to
you can pinch it. You can be there, you know, spell people out. That's where he is. He's 37, 38 at the end of his career.
Yeah, he's your age. Yeah.
I'm a little older.
I'm giving you a compliment.
Thank you, sir.
But I'm going to be honest with you, and I will say this.
Yeah.
if you want to find a next coach next year, bring back Ozzy. You might have your opinion. I'm going to say my piece about it because Ozzy knows the players, texts them, and he has information. Now, again, I would say go, but also Jerry is Jerry, and Jerry has his moments. If you like, hey, you did something wrong with me, I'm not going to bring you back. But yet he has drunk guy over there. Yeah, he has him like, oh, he's good. It's just like, it's just like Ozzy has an opinion. He's very outspoken, but he knows what he's talking about. That's why he's on the post and after game show. He has players' trust. Like, put ego aside. And I know he could put the ball, like, he could put it back together, but who else are you going to go sign after this? Who are you going to have? Who are you going to go after? I don't know.
Here's the issue with that. He would have been the best candidate for when they fired Ricky. When they fired Ricky,
and the source that said that his wife was looking at stuff.
Yeah. So yes, he spoke it over with his wife. He took the interview, and they told him he's not getting a position. That's neither here or there. Was he the best candidate? I would say AJ Hinch was number one, and then him would have been number two. La Russa literally fell into an organization that was winning already because of Ricky, and really didn't have to do much. He just slept at the wheel, and the car kept running in a straight line.
I want that job. I want to be able to sleep and not do anything and get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah, we all want that job. Now, here's the thing. With this team, the way it's constructed right now, Ozzy would get fired in a week. He would lose his shit. And if you, I don't know how old were you when the White Sox won during that time?
Oh, I was still pissed, and like I was rooting for Houston the whole time.
Of course.
Like, I've told you this. Like, if I hear "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, I literally
I would play it, but
that song because
YouTube would kick us off. I said I would play it, but YouTube would block the video.
Oh, as they should.
No. Then we don't get our revenue. Ozzy had a circus of media around him in a time that Instagram wasn't out there. Facebook was just starting. We weren't in that social media life in that era. There's no way Ozzy would be able to hold back his anger and his passion.
And Tony has it. I have not seen Tony with a drink or a beer right now, and I should have, because he is always a drunk, and I know a drunk from a drunk. Okay, I know this. I know how it goes. Like, come on. He's like Joe Biden mumbling. Like, that's Tony La Russa when you're on the spot asking questions. I don't. That's to make it political, but I'm just saying. I know when I see someone drinking. Like, I no water on the weekend. I know when someone's drinking, but at the same time, like, that's the only thing about Tony that I respect. I'm like, dude, you could hold your liquor, kinda, but you're an old man. It's like when we've talked about the show. My grandfather has great drinks and cognac and it's aged and whatnot, and I want to drink it. And I stole the beer from him today because I had to go to the basement. He didn't know, and it tasted a lot better because it wasn't that I had to buy it, right? But still, like, I don't like with the White Sox, and I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm in a bad relationship with the Cubs right now, but I just feel like there's no light for the White Sox. Absolutely no light, and I think you should build around Luis Roberts. You should build around Crochet. Like, what are you going to do? What do you like?
Yeah,
I don't get it. Like, you're going to treat all these people and then have a really double-A team on the field?
No, well, let me finish my thought there. Robert should be a cornerstone. He's hitting 276, 323 with a 500 slash line as a career. He's on a contract to 2027. He's super cheap, $8.3 million. If you were to trade him, you're going to get 3 top 100 prospects and some major league talent to come back with it.
What do we say about prospects, Jose?
They're suspects. Prospects are suspects. You have a proven commodity. The thing is that he doesn't stay healthy. I don't know what it is on the South Side. I don't know what it is with Jerry's teams that the kids can't stay healthy. But again, this is somebody you literally center your team around, along with Crochet, and then you bring up the kids that are really kicking ass in Double-A Birmingham. They're trying to keep all those players together so that way they can move up next year to Triple-A together and then fill in the holes for the major league team. Am I saying that those prospects are going to be not suspect? No, I'm not saying that. But we do have some great pitchers down there. That's something we do develop. As far as hitters, I don't really see somebody I'm like, oh my God, we need to have them up here right away. Because they brought in 2 or 3 AA guys that came in, they provided a spark, and they went back to being normal. That's expected. They're AA guys. They really need to revamp this entire roster. I know Vaughn's been hitting lately. So has Sheets has been hitting lately. It's great to see. That's great. But at the same time, it might be too little too late. Your value on the team, your value for the organization, your value for the fans is not there. I don't. Again, that Vaughn was a top tier pick. He literally struggled for the first 2 months. He's starting to come around. If you can keep it going, great. That's what we need. But Pantera needs to stay on healthy. They're going to be trading half their roster, so you're not going to win 60 games.
Yeah, but they only have like 3 people they could trade, and then it's all rookies, and then
it's all
suspects.
the pitching. It's all the pitching that we can trade in and do better.
But then it's like, come on, like you have pieces, build around them, go around and do the right thing. Like Luis Roberts, come on, he's cheap. Why can't you build around him?
Take care, Israel. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Wait, what did Israel show?
He's saying he's falling asleep. He said he's falling asleep and he'll come back next week. Thanks, Israel, for chiming in and listening and being.
Hey, have some coffee. I did.
Yeah, no.
No. But again, like I just like if again I'm a Cubs fan, but if I got offered a great job from the White Sox to get more paid than average, 40, whatever, I would, try to help out and do what I can. And then, there's talent there, but you have to be able to make someone the face. They did that with Tim Anderson, and look what happened to him.
Oh, I'm glad they get. I mean,
I'm glad too. I think he had his moments, and he was supposed to be the face of baseball, like the guy.
It was
but
that.
Then it didn't happen.
Up here, he wasn't there up there. So,
and I get that life outside baseball, things do happen.
Yes,
I understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like if you have baseball and that's what you love, that's a distraction. And again, everyone is different. I don't know the guy. But somewhere along the line, he's in Miami. He's not doing that well. Berger's not doing that well. Anyone right now that was a past White Sox player is not doing well at all.
They did the right thing by getting rid of those
and
guys.
They did. And I will say that they had great eyes with that, But I'm just saying, like, Luis Roberts, Crochet, they're doing something right. So keep them, build around them, figure out whatever you have in the farm to trade and get a little bit ahead, bit by bit. Take a little bit of like, hey, I need to get on first base. Hey, I need to get on second base. Like, you talk about the fundamentals, but then you don't do it. And you see with the north side, we talk about like doing easy baseball, but it doesn't.
Coach doesn't do it. I mean, Maldonado last week was on with, was it 1 out and bases loaded? You could have put Corey Lee in there, or you could have Maldonado bunt. Either way, it would have been an out because Maldonado just sucks. I think it was with 2 out. No, it was 1 out. Yeah, so he hits into a double play end of the inning. Like that's the type of stuff. Is like you preach about doing the right things, small ball and moving the guys around, and then the coach is not doing it. So like anytime Pedro Grifal's on, on post game and I don't listen to him because he's full of it.
Yeah, I don't trust anything he says. Like it's just like to get like because you have to talk to the press. Yeah. And that's part of the contract. Yeah. But then it's like one thing, like we found so much dirt last season, and I was laughing and making fun of all this joke. Yeah. What's the difference? I don't know what's going on differently that hasn't been leaked. It's a lot worse. Like again, I didn't bring this up with the Cubs, but Cody Bellinger is a nice, relaxed, calm guy. He slammed his helmet, not getting to first base. That's showing frustration. You don't see that from a guy. And then you have Abreu, who's a leader in the clubhouse, saying all the shenanigans that are going out. And he just he had said in a conference or press conference or with the media, like saying, this isn't a family.
No.
Like, so you have these things. Yes, you have a new GM. you have the same coach, you have the same kind of like people in there. You got to change the culture. If you want to trade him, you're not going to bring anyone to the stands. You're not. But you got to build around someone. You have to have someone on the face.
They could have got Bruce Bochy. They could have got Bruce Bochy, who won the World Series for the Texas Rangers. You had the opportunity of getting him. That's a guy that changes the culture because he's literally a colonel, in the Army or whatever, in the armed forces, saying, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And if you don't want to get on board with it, there's a door. We'll get you a nice bus ticket to wherever you need to go. That's the type of manager that you need right now with the White Sox to fix this entire thing. You need to have the same system from the bottom to the top. And they pick Chris Getz because he knows the organization. And I get it. You didn't draft these guys that you had on there that sucked, but at the same time, it was your job to develop them, and you did such a poor job. This is the constant carousel that is the White Sox and the Chicago Bulls. And for foreseeable future, this is what we're going to have.
The most constant, consistent thing that you get is from the summer league with the kids when they combine and they have batting practice for the kids. And the Bulls, like they have the kids, like they're like teaching them about the sport.
Yeah,
that's the only consistent thing that you have because you could use it as scouting report. But then you got to wait another 12 years for them to actually develop. Like it's just, again, I saw another thing on TikTok where it's like the Bulls have one of the best logo, and they're a known franchise. Same thing with the White Sox and the Cubs. It's a big market. But why does no one want to come to them? Because, again, with the Bulls or the White Sox, ownership. Yeah. What do they provide? What do they do? The Cubs actually had to rebuild, put new stuff in there, and had to really showcase why they're supposed to be loved, not just be the local losers when they were in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. You know what I mean? You have to have a purpose for the club. And then if you don't have a culture, for example, we're talking about basketball earlier, Miami Heat, they talk about culture. Like you don't have that on the South Side.
I don't understand how you talk about that culture in Miami when Jimmy's a cancer for the clubhouse. He killed Minnesota.
Yeah, he is, and he's I agree with you.
Let's get traded again because Pat Riley called him out for his statement. So.
And also, I respect Pat Riley more than I do Jimmy Butler.
Oh, 100%.
I do. I like.
There's more championships under Pat Riley than there is under
Absolutely. I respect him way more. If I met him, I'd be like, dude, I respect you so much as a fan. I'm a Bulls fan, but hey, you know what to do. I trust you. You're doing a great job. But it's just with the White Sox and the Cubs. It's just I trust the Cubs, but I don't trust Jed Hoyer, right?
Jed Hoyer is your president. He's not even your GM. Who's your GM?
Well, it doesn't even matter.
Yes, it
Jed
does.
Hoyer is the president, but yet, he's not doing that well.
Who's your GM?
You tell me. Go ahead.
Hawkins.
Embarrass me.
Hawkins.
Okay, well, either way, you're president of operations. You're president of operations, and you're not doing.
Fans don't know who the GM is. They don't know. They know Jed's in charge.
Right, but then what's going on? Like you need to. I don't care about the Ricketts. Like, yes, you could have an input. Yes, it's your team. Yes, you own them. But you need to have some kind of thing because it's year 3. I'm like, we're supposed to be contending. And same thing with, the White Sox. You need to be able to actually do something, have a face, like both teams. And then wait till football season comes. No one's going to care about either team for both, the White Sox and Cubs.
Pump the brakes on football season because I want to go to training camp and I want to enjoy the summer before we start thinking about cold weather. But
I'm not enjoying the summer because I just got the AC. If you hear it, not AC. I got the AC fixed, and I've been miserable. I swear to God, I thought I was gonna have a heat stroke, honestly. And it got fixed, and I'm having it on. So I do apologize again. Because I'm afraid to turn it off. But, it's just the summer, the heat, the frustration with both teams. It's just bad, man.
There you go. That's why
we love baseball. We love it. Me and you are both MLB fans. Like, we know other players, other organizations. We, live, breathe baseball. Definitely. Like, that's the one thing between me and you. That's us, right? Yeah. Like, even if we don't follow another team, like the Red Sox are here. A little peeved that we didn't go to a game, because you had things, I guess. And I want to. That's our thing. We've gone to Red Sox.
We bond over baseball. That's why we called it Summertime Blues on this episode.
Well, I was also having the blues because we didn't go see the White Sox Red Sox, and I didn't get to wear my Red Sox stuff. I would have bought you a beer. You know what? If they're on Tuesday, I would have taken care of you. So. All right, man. We could jump to the next segment. I'm tired of talking.
We're going to take a quick break before we get to our segment. That gives you time to put your list together. So
I got my list already.
Beautiful. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15. For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey, this is comedian Ken Garr, and I was just a guest on the True Chicago Sports Fans podcast with Big Earl and G-Money and bunch of weirdos. So tune in.
I love that promo. Hey. Martin is actually moving from California to Texas. So
I don't blame him. Yeah, Texas is awesome. Some of my family members are in the actual pictures at Austin in the Capitol. There's like murals. It's when they were fighting with Battle of Pueblo. So my cousins are one and family members but yeah. So when I made that joke over there, they did not find it very funny. Yeah. So Martin, great, love you, man.
All right. It is a time.
I'm trying to win over records here with JC because apparently he made the competition saying that we weren't going to have enough viewership and.
We're doing fine. We're doing great. We had a great interaction.
Amazing. You know what? I'm having a blast. This is more fun than No on the Weekend.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Whoa. All right. Well, and if you don't know, it is time for Stirring the Pot. There we go. Did it not hit? There we go.
No, I got it. I heard it.
Oh, did it? Okay, good. I thought that didn't come across. This week, I want to stir the pot with a topic. I want to talk about the top five sports movies in your list. We'll put this up on the TCSF podcast page later on. Thanks, JC. We will have that. So, Stevie-B, what is your top five all-time?
All right, so Rudy is one of them. Okay,
is that five? Is that one?
Yeah, Rudy's five. Okay, Never Back Down is number 4. I don't know if you've seen it. Never Back Down.
Never Back Down. I do. That's the MMA fighting movie, right?
Yes. Yeah. So recently I got into MMA fighting because of Paige.
Yep.
And this Saturday there's a great fight. Alex Pereira is also fighting, and I have a T-shirt coming in from me from Walmart on Friday. So, Jose, if you want to come to Boulevard, we'll be there. It's free. And Rocky, I know we talked about Rocky. Rocky's one of them. But Major League, man.
Major League
1 and 2, yeah, has always been there for me because, in high school I was a pitcher, and my dad would call me Wild Thing. So Charlie Sheen, and I idolize Charlie Sheen now today.
Yeah.
But I mean, with that, Friday Night Lights is also a great one. It's definitely up there.
All right. So you've got Rudy.
Yep.
What's the fighting movie?
Major League. I got Major League, both movies on there.
Yeah. Oh, so you got both movies on there. So you got that's 3.
Yes, I will say that Friday Night Lights is second.
Okay, and then your
and the first one is a shocker, but Miracle.
Well, how convenient you say.
Because a miracle with that speech, you have one like goal, and like just that speech itself is amazing. I love it. It's just like I'm a hockey person more now. The last couple seasons, I think I got more into it. I was always a big Chris Chelios fan. I do love hockey. It's just like a great sport, and also it's cold in there, and I love the cold. So, but besides that, I feel like those are my top movies. I love Major League. It's funny, you know. But what about you, man?
I'm going to start with at number 5. This is so hard to put them all because there's so many good.
No, there's so many, but also some of them are kind of cheesy. But
yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go with number 5. One of my all-time favorites is Cinderella Man. Ron Howard film with Russell Crowe.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is at number 5. At number 4, I am putting Moneyball. That's
another good one. Chris Pratt playing first base, being a catcher, and Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill. That's a good one.
That's at number 4. At number 3, this is tough. This is so tough. At number 3, I have. I'm trying to make that decision. At number 3, I'm going to go with A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own with Tom Hanks, Jim Davis.
Oh, no crying in baseball?
There's no crying in baseball.
Okay. Well, both teams on North and South are crying right now. So go ahead.
Number 2, I am also going with Miracle.
That's number 2 for you?
You know what? Nah, nix that. Number 2, next. Miracle's up there, and I'll pick a different movie since you picked that one. Number 2, I am going with Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh, that's interesting because I wouldn't even like that is a sport. That definitely is. I wouldn't have picked I'm thinking the agenda, hockey, baseball. If you would have said tennis, I would have been like, oh, hold on, pump the brakes. But
again, these are hard to do because there's so many. I mean, you can even categorize these by sport. But Ford versus Ferrari, that is a phenomenal movie. I can watch it over and over.
Is amazing. In that
movie.
100%. Oh yeah, 1,000.
And then number 1, it is Rocky.
Yeah, 1,000%. I thought you said we couldn't talk about Rocky.
No, okay. If I don't do Rocky, then I'm gonna agree with JC right here with Days of Thunder, another racing movie.
Is he talking about Tropic Thunder?
No, that's a different movie. Sir.
Hello, Adrian.
JC goes with Happy Gilmore and Waterball. Oh, you got to pick one. Either one.
I would say Happy Gilmore is better.
Happy Gilmore, at 5. Any Given Sunday at 4. Great speech with Al Pacino.
Yeah. I'd even do a Little Nicky if you want to go on there.
That's not a sports movie.
It's not, but also it's choosing between the good and the light, and it's not. Yeah, right.
All right, Days of Thunder, one of my favorite movies as well. Rudy, yes, a classic, and then Major League. I like J.C. Howard's list there. It is another. Again, these are all debatable. Maybe we can categorize them by baseball movies, football movies, and so forth.
Like the kid Cub movie, him being a pitcher and like that kid being a Cub player. I didn't like it. It's like Little Mike with Bow Wow.
My coworker was in that movie too. So,
is he the blonde with the glasses?
No, he's one of the.
Or the bully. He was the fucking bully, wasn't he?
No, he was a hitter. He wasn't given. He was just like he hit the ball. He ran the first. He wasn't like a name or anything.
Oh,
yeah,
so
Bill Durham. You got Bill Durham. You got so many movies. Again, we can debate all this stuff but that's what sports is, where we debate everything. All right, I think we're at a conclusion.
Well, hold on. I know we're talking about like that, but what you're watching, are we not doing that here anymore?
No, we're doing one or the other because we're
I just want to say, watch The Boys, Acolyte for Star Wars. Sean,
The Boys, I literally just got up. Yes,
this last episode for No on the Weekend, Sean gets really passionate about Acolytes. It's just like I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm done. But The Boys, really good. 3 episodes out on Amazon.
Yep.
Watching that. It's a lot of fun. There's something missing, but it's also like I enjoy it. But yeah, I've been watching that and playing a lot of Xbox or PlayStation. There's going to be PS6 in December. But yeah, I'll share more about that on the weekend. But go ahead, Jose.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, it's at that time, and thank you everyone for listening, for chiming in, for supporting us, for sharing, for giving us ratings, everything that you do for us. We really appreciate it. We definitely felt the love last week with the amount of.
I heard about it.
Yeah, we did 1.6 million last week, so I really, really appreciate everybody that's been showing love to the page, sharing it. We did, a bunch of our clips hit over 2K. We really, really appreciate the love. So a big thank you to all of our listeners, all of our watchers, everyone who's.
I want 1 million viewers with this one. We got the viewership. We have the people.
We do have
the
people.
Just love me. Love me, guys. Just love me.
Come back.
I know you love Big Z. You love Big Z. Just love me. I might. If you want me to be a White Sox fan, I'm sorry, but just love me. Let's crank it up a notch. Let's be JC.
We love you for who you are, Stevie-B. We love you anyways. All right, everybody, a big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword JC making me laugh. Search for keyword True Chicago and use promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. Check out the rest of the shows on the 606 Media lineup. We got Stevie-B from the No Water in the Weekend podcast. Catch up on all of his latest episodes on any podcast app that you have. They're all on there. I've been
actually working on other stuff for TikTok. Things that I find that I want to post, my reaction on things like that. In the meantime, Sean was on vacation in Vegas the last couple of weeks. We talked about it. I actually, he helped me today with the setup because something was off. But anyway, check us out. It'll be fun. It's always funny. And also Jose and Sean are always funny. So
yes, we are. We're all funny guys, man. We're really funny. Also, check out my other new adventure, in Podsticated with Big Z. There's 5 episodes out there. I literally just filmed another 3 that should be out on July 1st. I'll be dropping one with comedian Charlie Wilson. Great time with that one. That'll drop on July 1st. I also have Jessica Milagros that was just on Big Brother. Also a dear friend of mine from high school. And there's more to come. As soon as I film them, then I will mention them. But
who else didn't come from your high school? Apparently, I should have gone to that high school because apparently anyone I went to a high school that was a bunch of losers and they're all married and have the kids, which is totally fine. But no one famous besides me from there doing a TED Talk, not bringing it up.
Yeah, we got some famous people. They were Playboy Playmates. They were on TV. They're pro athletes.
No way, Playmates?
Yeah, we'll talk off air about that one. Yeah, there's tons of different people that really made it, into notoriety from our high school. So shout out to all of that. Check us out on social media. Our handles are right there. Stevie-B, what's your handle?
All right, so we actually have a Twitter now. So it's No on the Weekend, and I've been actually active on that. So it's actually spelled No on the Weekend. You can find us on there. Also, changing the TikTok scene. I've been working a lot about how to post on there from other podcasts that I've been learning from. But also, I've been, not to share or brag, but I have some T-shirts designs ready to go. So I'm going to talk to JC about that.
Yep.
Not Tank's T-shirts, and they're pretty funny. So, that's pretty much it. So get excited. I'm excited.
Awesome. You can find me at Big Z _606 Media on all my handles, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's where I'm usually at.
Don't be afraid to DM him. He answers.
Definitely send some DMs on if you want to talk about a certain topic, certain stirring the pot, certain show that you want to bring on the show. Let us know of what you want to talk about. So for Stevie-B, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 200.
Wow, 200, that's a big deal.
It is going to be a big deal. So I'll be.
Are we having a party? Are we all getting like?
I am definitely working on a party. I think I'm moving it to July. I was going to have something this week for 200, but it wasn't.
We could do like a little video and drink and have fun. And
we're definitely. I do have some surprises for next week's episode that I will be posting in this episode coming up for 200. We definitely got some videos and some former guests who chimed in. So you will see that for episode 200. So for Stevie-B, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 200. And be good to each other. for the love of sports.
And pray for the Cubs. Like, I swear, pray for them.